Yo, what up? It's your boy on JJ Stone, aka O Doctor. Welcome to another episode of IQMZ Tech. And I'm not alone.
You're
PC,
never alone.
yes, see, PC Games are somewhere he's lurking. He's out here lurking on the interwebs.
Hey
Right.
everyone, I'm Ryan Matthew Pearson, aka PC Gazer, on the Twitters, the X.
We're still using X too, right?
Yeah,
Not that I call it X, I'll forever call it Twitter.
I
Do you
think
call it
Twitter is what it should always be called. I don't want to call something X. X is something that you don't want to be around anymore.
Well, X is the real problem with calling it X is the simple issue of when I post. Now it's I posted that. Did you see it? On what? Instagram, TikTok,
Yeah.
Facebook? Before it was like, oh, did you see my tweet? And you knew where it was. You knew what the messaging was. Oh, did you see my tweet? Now it's, did you see my X? No one says that. They just say, did you see my post? And I'm like, well, what platform are we talking about, bro? Because every other platform just describes it as a post. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or people call it a TikTok. Did you see my TikTok? Because it's a video. Or they say reel now. You know what I mean? But for Twitter, no one says, did you see my X? Like it just doesn't sound like anything. So it just becomes my post and it makes a whole convoluted question of, did you see my post?
So Elon has a way of messing everything up and turning everything into a country song. See, he took over Twitter, moved it to Texas, and now all his exes live in Texas. And
well, that would have been funnier if you would have said it with this voice, because the exes thing is such an issue for me personally, because I don't think that it should be called X. I mean, you put out this poll the other week, like, oh, do you miss Twitter or do you enjoy it being called X? And I'm like, bro, dumb question. Okay. What's our?
Oh, my bad. What's our first story?
What's our first story? All right. Give me a second to pull myself together.
Get your stuff together.
The Federal Communications Commission is imposing fines totaling nearly $200 million on the largest U.S. mobile carriers for allegedly illegally sharing customers' location data without their consent. The FCC found that the carriers sold access to customer location information to aggregators, who then resold the information to third-party location-based service providers.
So is Congress going to sneak it into a bill about funding global war to ban cell phone providers now?
That sounds about right.
Because I was told that the communist TikTok has been selling my data and information, and they're harming my children because everybody wants the fart jokes that these teenage boys are passing around to each other to be shared. It's so incredible. Like, oh, you just find them and then you're going about your day. That's why when you hear these other stories, you hear these other articles, and I hear really smart people that I like and know that are smart, are just like, TikTok is killing the youth and they're messing with the children and the algorithms. I'm like, take your phone away from your kid then. It's not just them. It's the shows you watch. It's the, oh God. Anyway, I hate to go on a tangent. Back to the story. The story is, wow, you got caught, and you get all the information. There's no need for the NSA anymore. Everybody's snitching on themselves. The last thing you need is your phone provider selling your information. They already charge you enough money with their monthly rates and their services and the cost of phones. Back when you got a phone for your monthly bill and it was subsidized, sure, steal my data. I'm not paying $1,400, $1,500 for an iPhone. But now that I'm paying full freight, come on, bro. Where's the kickback for us? Ryan, did you get a check back?
I didn't get anything.
Well, that's a problem because we deserve money back, right?
I don't know. Yeah.
You don't seem upset about this. You seem happy that they sold your data and they got a slap on the wrist for $200 million.
This is kind of I expected it. I knew it was happening. We all took for granted. I mean, look, when Google, the data mining company, that has already been scouring your data, got an email, everyone was like, oh, they're going to be selling your email information. Then they started becoming an ISP, and they have Google Fiber. Well, guess what they're getting information from there, and now they make phones. There's the Android phone, the Pixel phone. Every company is just taking your data that you're doing business with.
It's a good thing I wrap my router in aluminum foil because I don't have to worry about that. So personally, I'm more secure than you. obviously you've been browbeaten and you don't care about yourself or the community at large, and you're just giving away information willy-nilly. You don't seem concerned, sir. You
know
don't
what?
seem concerned.
You're from the
freedom.
future. You're from the future. 5 years from now, what's this going to turn into? My toaster's going to be telling on me or what?
Sock slavery. We'll all be making socks for Amazon, Google, or Apple. That's what's going to happen. And I'm going to laugh at you and remind you of this day on the sock assembly line, sir. Next story.
That sounds about right. All right. In the next story, the U.S. Supreme Court has rejected an appeal from Tesla CEO Elon Musk regarding his Twitter sitter case. Musk had an agreement with the Securities and Exchange Commission that required an in-house lawyer to pre-approve his social media post about Tesla Incorporated. Musk argued that this agreement, which he signed in 2018, now infringes on his constitutional right to free speech. However, the justices refused to hear his claims and left the agreement intact.
And this was before he bought Twitter, right?
Yes. Yeah, so, this was when he was smoking weed with Joe Rogan on the podcast, and Tesla got all mad at him about it. And he said Tesla stock is overvalued, and it drove the stock into the crapper for a few days, and then it came right back. Yeah.
So basically, we have to stop you from destroying the value of our markets in a willy-nilly conversation and or tweet. So from now on and hereforth, you say that you will allow us to look at what you're tweeting. We couldn't stop Donald J. Trump. We're going to sure as heck shut you down, sir. And then he buys it and he's like, well, now I own it. I should be allowed to say what I want to say. And they said, yes, you are allowed to say what you want to say, Elon, in the comfort of your own bathroom, staring at the roll of toilet paper. That's when you are allowed to speak your mind. But outside of that room, sir, it will be scanned. It's funny that his stuff has to be approved. It's really funny, especially the way he talks and the way he carries himself and the bravado that he has. And again, when he has people sign contracts with him, these NDAs and stuff like that, they're ironclad, but he's out here trying to dance his way out of a situation is rather amusing to me. And I'm glad that they actually upheld it.
Oh, yeah. And this isn't the only legal trouble that Elon Musk is in right now. Yeah. Surprisingly enough, well, not surprisingly, I'm sorry. U.S. prosecutors are currently investigating whether Tesla, guided by CEO Elon Musk, committed securities or wire fraud by potentially misleading investors and consumers about the self-driving capabilities of its electric vehicles. This investigation centers around Tesla's autopilot and full self-driving systems, which, despite assisting with steering, braking, lane changes, they're not completely autonomous. The Justice Department is particularly interested in statements from Tesla and Musk that insinuate full self-driving capability.
So have you ever been in a Tesla?
I have not been in a Tesla.
Oh, unfortunate for you. You don't have any uber wealthy friends or frivolous friends. I've been in many a Tesla. So much so that my favorite thing that people love to show you is that, look, my car drives itself. To which I say, bitch, put your hands back on the wheel, okay? I drive Hyundais, and they have like lane assist, brake, cruise control. Like they'll pretty much, if a car's in front of you, as long as that car's doing what it's supposed to do, it'll follow that car all the way to California, and it'll stay in its lanes. It'll do everything that other cars do. Like it'll follow it. Like it'll stay in all the lanes will be perfect if there's a car in front of it. Otherwise, it's not going to read stoplights and stop signs and all that kind of stuff. But Teslas pretty much kind of do that. And they're pretty good until you're in Southern California and you're up in the hills and it's taking a turn at like 45 miles an hour. That's supposed to be 25 miles an hour. And you feel like you're about to die. And it just makes it by jerking the wheel back and saving your life. And I'm like, bro, this is not self-driving, but it looks like it is. It looks like you have kit. When you stand out front of your house and you click a button and the car pulls up in front of your driveway, you're like, wow, it really is autonomous. But then you see people making YouTube videos and TikToks about sitting in the backseat of their car while it's driving down the highway. On a highway, sure, I kind of trust it. But in traffic, and like you put up a video right now, there's, like I said, it doesn't understand small nuances of driving, so it's not fully autonomous. Even those cars with all the sensors and stuff around them. They get caught up in traffic jams and they make mistakes. So it's all great. It's good, but it's not perfect. But the way Elon sells it and the way that people who own them drive it, the way they talk about it like there's a person driving the vehicle. And I'm like, bro, don't think it's okay. Like my one friend's like, the main reason I bought a Tesla is because I have a 3-hour commute sometimes to work and I want to sleep on my way home. And that scares me to death to think that he's asleep in his car while his car is driving 65, 75 miles an hour down the road. And you see the videos of that too, where people are looking in Teslas and they're watching people sleep. First of all, not only are you sleeping in your car on a regular basis, you're not even smart enough to tint your windows and do it. You're just sitting in the car sleeping. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, go get in a Tesla and let it drive you around. See how it feels.
Yeah. I've been around technology long enough to know that things crash. Like my phone, I have to reset it every couple days because it'll get locked up on something. And I can't trust my phone. I can't trust my PC, my Mac, anything. I'm not going to trust my car. Oh, no.
Come on, you got an electric boogie woogie. Doesn't it have like lane assist and
it has
other
lane
cruise control?
and it's nice, but you still got to pay attention to it. And it's
When you
constantly
drive it-
yelling at me, get your hands on the wheel, keep your hands on the wheel, you know,
when you use it, don't you get scared sometimes?
a little bit.
Yeah, because like it's always funny too, because like it works really good, but sometimes it's like, man, you are braking at like the quote unquote optimal time. It feels like it's too late for me. Sometimes I'm like, I had to jump in there every once in a while because I trust it. I don't trust it.
What really gets me though is I'm backing out of a space. I know to stop my car before the car that's behind me whizzes by, right? No, my car doesn't think I know that, and it slams on the brakes.
Oh,
And
does
it's
it?
always a really hard brake. I'm like, no. I'm going slow enough where that car will pass by the time I am in its way. You know, just let me drive. I don't know. I don't think it's ready yet. I think it is in many ways safer than a human driver. I've said that many times before, but no, I don't know if I would trust it enough to go to sleep. Definitely not. No.
Yeah. Well, one day we'll do it. One day we'll believe, and the government will be right on top of Elon to make sure that it's real.
Yeah, sure. Uh, our next story here. This is positive news for Elon for a change. In a surprising turn, Jack Dorsey has resigned from the board of his social networking startup Blue Sky. The news came just as he publicly endorsed Elon Musk's X, referring to it as freedom technology. Dorsey has been a strong advocate for Blue Sky after selling his other co-founded social network, Twitter, to Elon Musk.
Why would he endorse Twitter on his way out? Am I missing something there?
There's got to be a story behind the scenes with him and the executive directors on his board. You know, where he was just like, all right, I guess I can't start another social network, whatever, use X.
Do you want me to just sell away Blue Sky and have him buy that too? I don't understand why you would say that. I don't understand how that benefits you. I don't understand what that does for you. I need to read more articles on that actually, because it's actually bothering me. Because I'll be honest, I didn't read that article. I just read the headline. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Another thing that another guy started and he's stepping down and let somebody else do. And it's funny because it took him so long to open it up to the world, and then you open up to the world and then you wonder why it doesn't do so great. Well, you took forever. So the people that were like, I'm not going on Twitter anymore. I'm just X and I don't want to do it. So they got into the exclusive club of Blue Sky and then found out that nobody else was in there when they got there. And then by the time you open it up or you get an invite, it's too late because people are just used to saying, oh, I guess X is still X and Twitter's still Twitter. It's not really that much different. There's scumbags everywhere on every platform. Just filter them out and going about your day.
Yeah. And Jack Dorsey apparently is only following 3 accounts on Twitter. There's Elon Musk. There's Julian Assange's, I believe, wife. And there's Edward Snowden. So
that's crazy.
That is an interesting timeline. I'm sure he has.
Yeah, that's absolutely wild.
I think Meta Threads, basically, like if you had to pick the lesser of 2 evils, would you pick X or Threads?
What is Threads?
That's Facebook's Twitter clone. It's popular in the left wing pretty heavily right now.
What's Facebook?
What's face? Oh, I don't know.
Ex-
My grandparents probably know about it.
Let me
for sure.
actually let me Threads, you say? Because I get alerts about these thread things, right? All the time. Okay, so it's made by Meta, and I have some thread. I have 515 followers on Threads,
Look at you. See,
and
you're popular.
I've never threaded. How's that
You've-
possible?
Oh man.
Which is coming from my Instagram, I guess. That's pretty impressive for a non-threader. Maybe I should make a thread. Maybe I should find out what threads are.
You should. I think the quality of posts on Threads is pretty high.
Okay. My biggest thing about anything is like I just go and pick my name up on things and I let it sit there because I hardly have the time to tweet anymore. I hardly had the time to do anything or the wherewithal or energy. So it's like, it's just another thing to do. But it's yeah. I always see the alerts for Threads, because it pumps in through Instagram, but I never look at it. But 515 followers for free is not bad.
No, and the engagement per follower is actually much higher on Threads, I found, than
What?
Twitter. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But if you're on Threads, basically you love Threads. So
Okay.
the people that are on Threads are really active.
They're threading. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, maybe I'll thread, maybe I won't. We'll see.
Right. Let's go to this next story here. All right. TikTok has initiated a federal lawsuit to challenge a new law that mandates either a sale or ban of the app, implying a potential legal battle concerning national security and freedom of speech in this era of worldwide information warfare. The lawsuit, filed with the Federal Appeals Court in Washington, D.C., aims to obtain a court order to prevent the U.S. from enforcing the bipartisan law that President Biden signed last month.
So what does that mean in English?
It means that that ByteDance is basically fighting back and saying it's a violation of its constitutional rights of free speech to tell it that it has to divest from its TikTok.
What would you do if you were ByteDance and you wanted to secure your position?
I have no idea. I mean, I'd basically spin up an American firm and sell it to myself.
Okay. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Owned by Asian American nationalists?
maybe, potentially.
That's much more diplomatic than what I would do. Because off the top of my head, what I would do is I would this weekend shut TikTok down and I would regionally have it load up your local congressman, councilman, senator, mayor, governor, town hall member in everyone's region. And I would shut it down on Friday and Saturday. And I'd have a countdown saying TikTok will be back up Sunday morning at 9 a.m. And I would proceed to do that for the next 4 months leading up to the election. And I would say, whatever date that the president is inducted in, that TikTok will be moving off of all platforms to find new solutions to this situation. That's as a bully, that's what I would do. And I'm not a bully like I'm just messing with some kid and taking their lunch money. I'm a bully like I see this person taking this kid's lunch money and I'm going to bully them back. Like why are you messing with this kid? So that's what I would do. Because, again, you've got all the data, you've got all the information, right? Like, I know where you live. I know what town you live in. I know what area you're logging in from. It'd be nothing for me to push all of your local government information and be like, hey, call them. Tell them your TikTok's down and you're not happy about it. Tell them that that voting comes up in November. And you'll be voting for who helps them out.
Yep.
every single weekend. Do you know how many kids are going to be like, Mom, who's John Suffowitz? Oh, he's your senator. Why am I seeing him on my phone? I can't do my dances, Mom. Who's Janice Galansky? Who is Janice Galansky? Like, man, that would be a chess move. I mean, the government would be all mad about it and be like, see, this is what we're talking about. No, this is what we're talking about. All we're doing is making dances out here. And you, sir, are mad because we're calling and being involved in our democracy? Nah, they didn't tell us who to vote for. They told us who was in office and your contact information.
I can see it now. The Million TikToker March.
Bro, it be
1 minute long.
Bro. First of all, it be the 17 million TikToker watch. More than 1 million are showing up. More than 1 million are showing up. There's a lot of single mothers sitting around watching this app with nothing to do. What's the next story?
Oh, the next story.
No offense to single moms, by the way. Mark's safe for single moms.
All right. Next story here regards Nintendo. Nintendo, the Japanese video game company, has announced that it will reveal plans for a successor to its popular Switch home console before March 2025. The announcement comes as the company reports a 13% increase in profit for the fiscal year ending in March, largely driven by the demand for Switch software. However, details about the new product, including its launch timeline, remain undisclosed. It's about time. It's about time the Nintendo came up with a successor. It's going to be underpowered out of the gate. Guaranteed it's not going to be anywhere near as cool as a Steam Deck.
It's never going to be graphically sound because it's not even what they produce, really. The problem with that is that they can't sell you other titles of games. Like I've played like 2K and stuff on mine, and it's like you said, it's underpowered. Just make it better. Yeah. The OLED screen, it's not that much bigger and better, to be honest with you. Like for the price and reasoning just to adjust, there's no real reason for it. There's no desire for it. I still have the second generation Switch, and I've looked at the other ones. I played with the other ones, and it's just like, okay, we're gonna use this to play Mario Kart, and that's pretty much all we do on it. And my daughter plays Dance Dance Revolution on it. So, you know, what are you doing with your Switch? You still rocking it out? You still playing on it?
Yeah, Rocket League pretty much is the only thing that gets played on it anymore. For a little while, I had my son playing Minecraft on it because he'd broken his tablet, but it's kind of annoying to have to give over an entire television for him to be able to have a good experience, because the Switch itself it's not easy on the hands. Like my hands hurt after holding the Switch in my hands. I have to use the Pro controller. Well, you can't really use that unless you hook it up to a TV. Otherwise, you're staring at a little tiny screen. It's annoying.
Well, you're old and have arthritis, and you probably haven't worked your hands to have the dexterity that you need to get it done, because that's not an excuse that I would use. It would just be more the graphics and the battery that are the issue. But yes, turning over a TV to the kid also always sucks. Bump those kids, go in another room. But it's just not the same as having a tablet, because it's like more open to your space and you have a bigger screen possibly. So they got to do something. It better be amazing. I wish for it to be amazing. I want for it to be amazing. I want to take it with me mobily again. Like when it first came out, I was playing it all the time. There were a lot of games. I cared about it. And now, like you said, my daughter's playing her games on her PC more. And it's like, well, how do you even have this thing? And again, I just reminded myself, like, oh, we play Mario Kart when other kids come over. We'll play like some of the 4-person games, and like it'll be like a party thing, like a party trick. But it's not what it used to be, man. It just doesn't feel the same. What else?
All right, in the next story here, Disney. Let's see. What is going on with Disney? Disney CEO Bob Iger announced Tuesday that by the end of 2024, Disney Plus will feature select live games and studio shows from ESPN. This move follows successful early results from adding Hulu programming to Disney Plus. Iger sees this as a precursor to the launch of an enhanced standalone ESPN streaming service in the fall of 2025. man, Disney Plus is killing it. It is killing it, adding all these extra features to its platform. No?
Who are you? Are you a puppet?
I'm just happy I only have to pay for Disney Plus. I don't have to pay for that and
well, they
Hulu.
just told you that they're going to make a separate ESPN app.
Yeah, but I don't care about sports.
Yeah,
so.
you don't care about sports. See, I
No.
do. And the Hulu thing is only temporary before they raise the price again, or they just close down Hulu and then make you pay more for Disney Plus, even though you don't want it. And it's like, the thing that irks me the most is that when you were making this and you were setting it up and before the strike and all this stuff happened, it was nice to have separation. I could log my kid into Disney Plus and let them go wild and not worry about breasts falling out, F-bombs dropping, weird things coming up, puppets having sex in cartoon movies. Like, I didn't have to worry about any of that. And now that Hulu's on there, I've got opposites. I've got Rick and Morty. Like, I've got all kinds of things. A Handmaid's Tale, like about old school hookers and prostitutes and brothels. Like, all these things have now entered into the Disney Plus sphere of Hulu. And it's like, bro, there's a reason why we wanted them separate. And if you wanted us to bundle it, cool. But mashing all these things together is problematic for friends. And this is what I've heard them complain about. And they're like, look, I just wanted it to be separate. And again, you can put it in the code and you just have it restricted. And it's like, okay, an extra step that I have to do. Just go back to cable. Everybody just get back to cable.
Yeah. If only there was one service that provided all the stuff.
Uncut the cords. Let's go back, because this is not it anymore. At some point, it's scary that this is going to happen, because then for me, who does watch sports, okay, they started putting certain games on Peacock. Now I have to have Peacock just to watch 1 or 2 games a year that might be important to me. That's disgusting. But I will say, buy all these platforms at Black Friday and get them for $1 a month for a year, and you'll be okay. Because that's how I've had Peacock for the last 2 years. I pay $1 a month when it comes out on Black Friday. But at some point, that'll end. And it's just nickel and dime me to death. And I don't like it. And I also don't like that you liked it. So that makes me really double down and know that it wasn't good and it's not a great idea. And Disney Plus needs to do better, because Disney itself had like 5 of the top 10 flops of the box office last year because they're just cranking out crap. Are you watching? I'm rambling right now. Are you watching? I know that I'm rambling. I know that you're listening to me rambling. I apologize that I'm rambling, but I acknowledge this, so you should shut up and not be upset with me, because I know that I'm doing it anyway, and you're just here. And if you don't want to be here, hit like, share, subscribe, and comment on your boy for me. Do me a favor. If you're on Spotify right now, why don't you leave a review? If you're on iTunes, leave a review. I don't care if it's a review that you're annoyed at me and you only give me 2 stars. Just do something. Make yourself useful. You were here. You listen. Do something. Help me out if you're right here. I appreciate you. Now, back to what I was saying. Have you watched X-Men 97?
Yes.
If you don't watch cartoons, I don't care. This thing is so good. It is so good. It's amazing. They brought it back to 97. In the beginning, it was heavy on nostalgia for the time period, and now it's just heavy on this is really good content. And the funniest thing about it is, I always told people, these are kids' cartoons. No, it's not. They're pre-teen cartoons, and boy, are they heavy on the teen and little on the pre, because it is amazing content. And I think the season finale just happened, and it's going so well that Disney's going to actually go back to back and get right back in the studio and finish the next season. And it's just great content. So if you missed it, if you haven't watched it, where are you? Who have you been? What are you doing? You should watch it. Thank you, Disney Plus, for doing something correct and useful in the universe.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great shows out there that are kind of exclusive to these streaming services, and that's the only reason I like the streaming services, because there's stuff that you will never see on the on regular cable. You know, Severance. Severance is such a good show, and it's only available on the Apple TV. And then you've got what was the one with the soccer team? Oh my gosh, Ted Lasso. God, that was a good show. That was Disney, wasn't it? It was a good show.
No, it's not Disney.
You know, it was Apple.
You are. See, this is why you're one of the worst people in America when you say things like that. Everyone right now is screaming at this screen.
Oh, yeah, they're mad.
Voice. Oh my gosh, what does he mean? Friday night or Sunday night on Showtime? Sunday night on HBO. Like, what are you talking about? People used to sit around and gather around their TV every Sunday night to watch Sopranos because they were putting out content. Showtime had Homeland. Like, all these same things would have been on my cable box, and you just had to have the subscription there. It's the same.
But you have to pay extra for HBO anyway, and you got to pay extra for Showtime and everything. It's stuff made by CBS Studios and stuff that's on the Hulu that's good.
When you bundled it, you paid $5 per channel if you wanted all those channels. Now you're paying $16.99, $12.99. Oh, you don't want ads? It's $20.99. No. Like, it's just so much money.
No, but they bundle, and they say, you know what? And if you want HBO and Cinemax and all these things, you have to have the ESPN Pro Plus sports package with the Friday Night Lights special, and you got to see every game of. I don't watch football. I don't want to spend money on that package, and they would make you have to bundle it in with HBO. No, thank you. I'm sorry.
No matter what you say, we're at the point now where it's about to be cheaper just to have cable.
It is. It is already cheaper to have cable. I'll agree with you on that one.
Amazon is the biggest liar and scammer of them all. Now they're putting commercials in all my crap, and my Amazon Prime membership hasn't expired yet. So for 6 months, I've been watching ads because they want to charge me more money. I'm like, bro, when I signed up a year ago, you told me it was ad free. I'm waiting for the class action suit so I can get my little $6.99 back. I'm signing up for it. Anyway, I rambled on long enough.
You know what? The Fallout series is worth every penny of that Amazon Prime membership. I'm just saying.
You are an absolute nerd.
I love the Fallout series.
Trying to make it past even saying the show's name because I know that you're out here drooling all over there and you love the show so much. And I knew you couldn't let it go.
No.
You see how I didn't say it? I didn't bring it up.
I will not rest until everyone out there has watched the Fallout series in its entirety because it is required viewing.
It is absolutely wonderful. But your pandering to this show needs to stop. I see you out there with your little funky 3D models and making all these things. Go be a dad. Stop it. You're out of control. What's the next story?
Oh my gosh.
This guy.
All right. The next story here. Apple's new iPad with the M4 chip brings a number of major improvements, but there are a few points to consider. The ultra-wide camera has been removed from the rear camera module. Additionally, the 10-core CPU, which Apple has emphasized for its performance increase, is only available if you buy 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte Pro models. Lower storage iPads will feature a 9-core CPU and half the RAM. Now, when I'm spending $1,000 minimum for a tablet, I want something that's at least got the latest and greatest tech. Yeah.
You don't need all that RAM, brother. If you don't, let me tell you something about things. What's the point in having 5,000 horsepower in a punch buggy? It don't make much sense. You know what I'm saying? If you want those kind of ponies, you better put them in a premium vehicle. Don't nobody want you shooting your wad out here on a lame vehicle, son. You don't understand how power works. Now, while I'm talking at you, go ahead and pull up Apple's little commercial video that they have for these dang gum things. I'd like to look at it because I didn't watch it this week. I was a little bit busy, but I'm telling you, son, you don't understand how power works. And if I'm spending $1,000, well, it seems like I'm broke and I can't afford the other half of the RAM because I couldn't afford the other half of the terabytes. You see what I'm saying? You don't hear me though.
No.
I don't hear any sound. Where's my sound?
I don't have a sound that I can pipe in.
Oh my God.
You're the only one with the fancy switchboard and everything because you won't send me anything.
Absolutely ridiculous. Look at how embarrassing this is. We don't have sound. He's jumping through a window. It's an AI robot. We're zooming through a cloud. We're looking at pictures. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, animation. It's so thin. I think it's even thinner than it was thin. That was thin. M4. Do I care about M4? Does it matter?
No, not really.
I've got an M2 iPad Pro, and I've got an M1 iPad, and I tell you what, other than the fact that I can't link one as the monitor to my studio, I can't tell that much difference in speed. I rendered video in it, and I can't tell the difference in rendering time. And one's an M1 and one's not an M, and one's an M1 and one's an M2. it's like, at what point, what are we doing? Like, how much power do I need that you think that I'm doing? I don't know. I don't know. They keep putting these chips in there, and every year they come out. And I know they have to for shareholders, but I'd be really interested to know how these sales are going the last 2 years. I just haven't cared enough to check, but I just feel like M3, M4, M what? Who cares? Who cares?
I have an M2 iPad Pro. I love it. Dropped it one time. Did not get the Apple Care. It cost me $560 to replace it on the screen. Yeah, the replacement screen was $560. Get the Apple Care if you're going to buy one of those stupid things. But anyway,
what are you doing dropping your iPad? Who are you?
Yeah, I have a 6-year-old son. And
I have a 16-year-old daughter. That means she survived past 6. I mean, that also indicates that she's never dropped any device. What are you doing? That's a lie. She finally did. I always tell people all the time, she's never broken a phone. She somehow broke the back camera on her phone, but it shattered the glass around the camera and not any of the cameras itself. Somehow it dinked on something, so the cameras still work. But yeah, knock on wood, she's never dropped any of her tablets. And if she did drop a tablet, I had it in a big old bubbly round case and it had a screen protector on it. Who are you? You are irresponsible. This is what I'm saying. Stop making Fallout 3D prints and be a better father. Put a glass screen protector on this thing. Put a rubberized cover on there. $500 replacement is insane. I would have scammed Apple and mailed back in another one and swapped it out. That is those screens are so expensive. That replacement is so outrageous.
Because you can't replace just the screen, so they have to replace the whole unit outright.
Exactly.
Yeah, that laminated screen, it kind of ruined the whole thing.
It hurts my heart.
Oh, it hurt my heart. Trust me, I was upset for quite a while. I was very mad at myself.
Why did I get the Apple Care?
You know what? I got the Apple Care after the fact.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah.
What's the next story?
Oh my goodness. Next story. Reddit's shares surged by 11% in pre-market trading following the release of its quarterly results since its IPO in March. The company reported a loss per share of $8.19 with revenues of $243 million, a 48% increase from the previous year. For the second quarter, Reddit anticipates revenue between $240 million and $255 million, exceeding analyst expectations. CEO Steve Huffman described this as the beginning of a new chapter for the company. Now, tell me something. If I own a share and the company I own a share in lost $8.19 just from my share, why? Why is the price going up? Am I crazy?
Well, did it go down?
No, it went up. It surged.
So the surge hasn't kicked in yet then, right?
The surge kicked in pre-market trading.
So have you looked back at it? Are you still down?
I have not. Let me take a look.
Because you should be back up at this point.
Let's see. Reddit stock for the day closed at $51.18, which is down just 0.22%. So about 1/4 of 1%.
And you're still missing money from your shares?
No, what happened was basically the earnings was a net loss of $8.19 per share. So for all the shares of Reddit out there, the earnings were actually a loss this quarter.
Well, maybe it's on a prediction. I'd have to look into that.
Yeah.
But what's Reddit even doing making money? Are they selling crack cocaine? Like, what's going on with Reddit?
They're selling ads.
The ads?
So it's just like on Twitter and everything else. You scroll through and you see an ad every fifth thing.
Is the ads? I guess it's the ads. I guess they're doing pretty good. They're getting traffic.
I'm sure somebody out there is yelling at their thing. Ryan, you did it again. You done got it all wrong. I don't understand business to the point where if you're losing money, suddenly your company is valuable. I come from the old school of you better be profitable if you want to expect people to invest in you. but maybe
I
I'm wrong.
mean, I use calls and puts, but I'm not even trying to get into that deep in the weeds. And if I haven't seen it, I can't analyze it. So it the way you say it, it doesn't sound right, but I believe you. So good for Reddit. And your money's gonna be back. You're gonna get your money back. Don't worry about it. You're up. You're gonna be making money in no time with Reddit. You're gonna be flying high in the sky. Sell that stuff. What's the next story?
The next story here, it's actually our last story of the day.
What?
Google DeepMind has unveiled AlphaFold 3, the latest version of the revolutionary machine learning model that predicts protein structures and behaviors. The updated model is not only more precise, but it can anticipate interactions with other biomolecules, enhancing its utility as a research tool. A restricted version of AlphaFold 3 is freely accessible online. Now, I do remember a long time ago, I used a service called Folding at Home, and I would let my computer crunch away at protein folds and all that stuff in the interest of science. And now they have AI to do that for me. That's so nice.
There was do you remember the neural network that PlayStations used to run in the background, and it was the whole network of PlayStations working together, housed to
I
do
think that was part of Folding at Home as well.
yeah, it was pretty cool. Now I wouldn't let my phone do any of the sort. Like my friends like, sign up for this crypto, man. Like your phone is doing crypto in the background, and then my phone's doing crypto in the background, and then we're like crunching it and we're making money together. And I'm like, I'm not putting it on my phone.
No. Don't do that.
And he's like, well, I made $34. I'm like, cool. I was like, you got all your crypto on your phone though, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, you got all your bank account information on your phone though, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you're a moron. You're an absolute moron. The only cash things that I have on my phone anymore are like my Cash App and Venmo, which I don't even use Venmo anymore. But if you're going to take money out of my Cash App, okay, good luck with that. I never keep anything in there unless I'm doing something somebody pays me directly. But I took my bank info off of there. I'm not buying any crypto through any of these apps, or I'm not using any of these trading apps on my phone. One glitch, homeboy, and you are broke. You are robbed. And my favorite thing is the old school hacking. Now, you're an old man and you're married and you got a family, so you're not doing anything fun anymore, so you don't have to really worry about it. But there's so many people going out to bars and having a drink and, oh, can I see your phone real quick so I can call for a ride? And they pick up your phone, they open up your Cash App, they cash up themselves $1,000, they change the password to your Bank of America login account, send a text message themselves to log in, and by the time your drunk ass gets home, you're broke.
Mm-hmm.
All through your phone. In 30 seconds, 3 minutes, wiped out because you got everything going through your phone. Oh, well, I've got a fingerprint reader. I've got face recognition. Again, your drunk ass will hand your phone to anybody who's telling you they're taking a selfie of you at the bar. There's so much hacking going on in the world, and all the access to your whole life is on your phone. It's scary, crazy times, Ryan.
You can't trust anything these days. Even the credit card swipers at gas stations, they've got skimmers on those. At the gas pump, there's skimmers. There's skimmers at the ATM. You can't trust anything anymore.
Nothing.
You just got to get all your money and put it in your mattress.
That's the only place that's safe. Where else is safe is you hitting the like button on this video, hitting the subscribe button on this video on YouTube, sending this video to a friend. Scam them the way you've been scammed. If you've made it this far, make someone else suffer through the pain and the time that you wasted watching this episode. Share a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Don't suffer alone.
Just do me a favor and totally spread this like a virus. I am trying to get us guests. It doesn't matter that I've said it before, but like my email's down and then my website was being weird. And it's just been really stressful for me this week, but I'm doing my best. Ryan, shut up. I'm trying. Okay. I'm only human. And there's only so much one man can do. You think that he's here helping me? Really? No. He just reads because I don't know how to. Other than that, he is useless. Okay. I'm carrying the load here, people, and I need you to help me to help him. Click the button, leave a review, and share the frickin' video. If you made it this far, you're obviously a lonely loser and you need me in your life. If you want to keep me here, leave me a comment and say hi. Click the thumbs up button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay? Or hit the subscribe button. Don't hit the unsubscribe. I know you're mad right now because this voice been going on too long, but don't click that one. Click the button where it's like this, and everything will be okay. Thank you.
I don't know what just happened there, but that was really weird. Fix the audio, Brian. You are just this guy. Weird, right?
Yeah. I don't know what to do with you.
Where can they where can they find your post on the X there? There it is.
Yeah, I'm a PC Gazer. You can also I do tech blogging whenever I can get around to it at pcgazer.com. And because my website works fine because I'm on Graph, which is a great open source CMS, and you should definitely use that.
This guy, always trying to outdo somebody. And that's why my audio was messed up, because he's got an attitude. I'm your boy, Owen JJ Stone. Thanks for watching another episode of IQMZ Tech. And we'll see you next week. Whether or not I'm stuck with this guy by myself, time will tell. Have a good night.